New details this morning into the cause of the Garnet Fire raging in Fresno County. A look at what sparked the fire and the strategy crews are using as they work to tame the growing flames.
And we are tracking the smoke from that Garnet Fire to see how it's affecting us here in the San Joaquin Valley. Also, tracking a heat advisory for you today. Things are going to get very hot, and we have another possibility of thunderstorms for you this week.
Tensions between the Trump administration and sanctuary cities remain at an all-time high as the White House looks to expand immigration efforts.
They apparently think this is some kind of reality TV show. And so the intentions here are clear. Look at what they did in Los Angeles. Again, people with masks walking around or showing up, driving up in vans and grabbing people off the street.
What strategies the White House is now weighing to further advance its crackdown on immigration, plus how city leaders in Chicago are responding in an effort to protect its vulnerable population.
The future of former Vice President Kamala Harris' safety now up in the air after President Trump revokes her Secret Service protection. Which agency is now offering to step in to provide security, and what questions that suggestion is now raising?
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
We begin this Labor Day by taking you live now to downtown Fresno with a look at the beautiful skyline there. Today's high in Fresno will be 105 degrees.
Oh, what a way to start off Labor Day. Start off the week, too.
Good morning to you. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
I'm Carl Cook in for Kim Stevens.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for starting your day with us. And yeah, we got a hot start to the week. And it's Labor Day, so, I mean, at least some of you are off.
Well, no, I mean, here's the deal. For those of you that are working today, we're here with you to help you get your day started. And for those of you that are just waking up because you're used to waking up this early, we're here for you as well.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta add lucky to that, though. Lucky. Let's get you to sleep in a little bit. But if they're
That's
awake
true.
this early, then more power to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got a lot going on with the weather this week. It was a lot last week, and there might be a lot more this week. So let's get to it here and show you the day planner here. Right now, current conditions show you at 73 degrees already. Winds are out of the northeast, 3 miles an hour. Dew points at 49. And then here's the rest of the day. 10 a.m. we're up to 84 degrees. At noon, we're at 93. 5 o'clock, getting to 104 today, and a heat advisory on top of that. All right, so coming up, this next weather maker, it's going to get us cooking today. It will back off. However, we got to talk about the heat advisory. We got to talk about the possibility of thunderstorms, and we're going to track some smoke from the Garnet Fire, which we're going to talk about now.
All right, thanks so much. And we now know the cause of the Garnet Fire that is burning in East Fresno County. According to the U.S. Forest Service, that fire was sparked by lightning. So far, the fire has burned more than 18,000 acres. That's nearly 30 square miles. Crews report containment has grown to 12% with more than 1,400 firefighters on the lines. Crews are making good progress on the western edge near Balch Camp, but the northern flank does remain a challenge. Air tankers and dozers are helping to slow the spread around Patterson Mountain, and crews are also preparing structures in the Tea Kettle Experimental Forest just in case. With hot, dry weather and a chance of thunderstorms this week, firefighters say they're expecting a tough few days ahead. Meantime, a state of emergency is in effect in Fresno County as that fire continues to threaten communities. The decision was made during a meeting where Fresno County supervisors voted unanimously.
I did speak to our CAO. We did get a call from the governor's office. They have made resources available, and I believe our sheriff connected with our district commander from CHP on utilizing some of those resources. Not sure if that's going to be traffic control or utilizing some of those bodies here locally, but they did reach out and make that call.
State of emergency will allow county officials to access state and federal aid more quickly as firefighters continue battling that fire. Meantime, park officials in Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks are also keeping a close eye on this fire. It's currently north of the Kings River, northwest of Cedar Grove and Grant Grove in Kings Canyon. Park staff say it's unlikely the fire will spread south of the river or cause any closures or evacuations within the park. However, smoke is expected in Cedar Grove, Grant Grove, and the Lodgepole area of Sequoia over the next few days. Smoky conditions may vary throughout the day, and visitors are encouraged to check current air quality updates. You can stay up to date by downloading the Fox 26 Forecast app, which you see right there on your screen.
Also keeping an eye on this fire as it gets closer is a wildlife sanctuary in Dunlap, and it needs the community's help. So the Cat Haven Sanctuary, meanwhile, Project Survival's Cat Haven's founder Dale Anderson says that the last time Cat Haven evacuated, that was back in 2015, which was during the Rough Fire. Anderson says this fire is following a path similar to that one. Preparation means more than just cages and crates. Most cats already have crates inside their habitats, which makes it easier to load them if they do need to evacuate. Now, the larger cats are the exception. Anderson says in a stressful situation, it's safer to put those cats under anesthesia to move them rather than trying to walk them out.
You have to have your vet here. You have to have a lot of different factors. It's not just, oh, let's just put them in the crate and get out of here. It's a lot more involved than just that.
The Cat Haven needs volunteers on standby, especially those with horse trailers and enclosed trailers to safely move these cats if need be. Anderson says if the Garnet Fire crossed the Kings River, then he would need all hands on deck to evacuate. Now, if you would like to help, we've provided a link to Project Survival Cat Haven on our website at kmph.com. And PG&E has a special team that is working behind the scenes to protect communities and critical infrastructure. They're called the SIPT crews, which is short for Safety Infrastructure Protection Teams. Now, while many of the members are former or retired firefighters, PG&E emphasizes that they are not officially firefighters. Instead, their focus is on safeguarding infrastructure and supporting first responders. These crews, though, are specially trained. Their work includes removing wildfire fuels around equipment, applying fire-resistant sprays, making areas around fallen power lines more safer, supporting partners, and keeping evacuation routes clear.
All right, time is 5:06. Let's track some of the surface smoke from that Garnet Fire. And you can kind of see the situation here this morning at 5 o'clock this hour. Really, obviously, a lot of that heavy smoke is hanging out where the fire is burning there. And at this hour, kind of mainly the heavy stuff going to the east. But we still have some light stuff hanging out in the valley. You check out the rest of the day as it moves on here. Things push in a little bit here by this afternoon. Could see some heavy smoke by that time in our surface air. And then it just kind of really hangs out. We don't have a whole lot of wind going on here to really blow things around, so it's just going to kind of linger. However, there is a possibility of rain, which we'll talk about in a second. Could help the firefighters a little bit here, as long as it's just rain there and no more lightning there. But this obviously is going to continue to impact our air quality as long as that fire is burning, which again is at 12% containment. All right, so high pressure going to get us cooking. We're going to see some temperatures soaring into the triple digits here, at least for today. Got a heat advisory going out there for you today. However, a little bit of low pressure there further south. That's drawing up some monsoonal moisture, and we're going to start to see the possibility of thunderstorms here in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and maybe a little bit of rain on the valley floor. At this point, not expecting anything like we had last week. However, we're not ruling it out either. At this point, we're putting about a 30% chance. All right, so we'll track that for you here in a minute. I got to show you this heat advisory really quick here, because it is just for today until about midnight. Tonight here, we're going to see temperatures get well into the triple digits for the entire San Joaquin Valley. But it's not just us. Up in Northern California as well, theirs expiring at 11 o'clock tonight, and then down south, theirs actually is going to be going through tomorrow. So they're going to be pretty hot there as well. Southern California temperatures are going to range from 95 to 105 there. All right, as far as that possibility of rain and thunderstorm activity, check it out. Yeah, we got the Fresno area and a lot of the Central Valley with about a 20-30% chance of rain. This is at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Some places, especially along the foothills and mountains, could see some overnight there in the earlier parts of the morning there, maybe after midnight, especially over there directly east of Porterville. All right, so then we get to tomorrow afternoon. Things pick up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. There heavy stuff in those higher elevations there by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we're looking at the possibility of thunder and lightning in those areas high up. Also, a possibility of some flash flooding in some places, again for the higher elevations there. And while that's happening, some of that could drift into the foothill regions there. Maybe Clovis, Sanger, and even Porterville could see a decent amount of rain for a little bit there. So that's 7 o'clock tomorrow night on your coverage area. That's really going to be the heaviest of it. We'll have some other light chances for you later in the week. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on the next 3 days. Temperature-wise, here's what we got for you. Today, heat advisory. The record high for today is 107. We're going to be at 105. Some places are going to get even closer to records today, though. Tomorrow, though, we're at 103. There is about a 30% chance of rain tomorrow. once again. And then Wednesday, staying in the triple digits at 100 degrees. 70s overnight for the most part. The next couple nights could start backing off into the 60s, and temperatures will start to drop off as we get towards the weekend. All right, up next, we're going to get a look at your highs and lows for today across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley.
All right, time is now 5:09. Happening now, the desperate search for survivors is underway following a 6.0 magnitude earthquake in eastern Afghanistan. So far, more than 800 people are dead and at least 2,500 are hurt, and those numbers are expected to grow. The quake hit late Sunday night in the province of Kunar, which is near the border with Pakistan. Relief teams are struggling to reach some of the more remote communities. Landslides have also been affecting their progress. Afghanistan does have a long history of earthquakes, many of which happen in the mountainous Hindu Kush region that borders Pakistan. In October of 2023, more than 2,000 people died after a powerful 6.3 quake struck western Afghanistan. That was one of the deadliest quakes to hit the country in recent years. Well, the city of Chicago and the Trump administration remain at odds this morning. Hear why the city's mayor is now limiting cooperation with federal agents. And a live look now at the Bay Bridge. A little lighter traffic this morning on this Labor Day. It is 5:10, 57 degrees there right now. You can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.